You guys will get the notification shortly. Good morning. Good morning. Let me make sure my mic is on. Yeah, it's on now. Pardon me while I finish the last piece of my joint. What an intriguing day, man. A lot of tosses, a lot of different movements in my day. What I thought was going to be some easy passport stuff, man. Not late, early. Yeah, I'm a little early. Hopefully I can get me another nap in after this. But listen, people seem to not get it. You know, the ladies are being discriminated against, and they say, Kwame, why are you saying ladies all of a sudden? Kwame, why are you saying ladies all of a sudden? To me, it's not all of a sudden. To me, I'm going along with what you're supposed to go along with. What
to clarify,
going along with this entire time. Or you get crucified and canceled. Y'all know it. But I'm all inclusive over here. I ain't trying to get canceled. So we're going to go over a few videos so we can try to bring clarity to why what Enos Cantor and these guys are doing is important, because they've been having conversations around this, and it don't seem like, well, I'll let you guys judge for yourself. I grew up in an era where if you said you could fly, you had to prove it. If you said you can outlive somebody, you had to prove it. Everything, you had to prove it. Now in this society, you don't got to prove anything. All you got to do is just bloviate, get loud, get offended, and then you're automatically right. But I want y'all to take a listen to Mark Lamont Hill.
The policy. I'm not sure why this policy needed to be clarified, why it needs to be clarified, whatever. But last week, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert sent a memo to the teams announcing that the league officials would soon meet to clarify NBA draft. Male ex-NBA players just declared themselves eligible for the WNBA draft.
Mark Lamont Hill, you just messed up, buddy. You just became a bigot in my, but based on the rules, you just misgendered Royce. Royce said he identifies as a sometimes, for the purposes of basketball, a black lesbian woman. So you just called her a male. You need to watch yourself, buddy. You treading on thin ice.
as women. Now, let me be clear. Neither of them is trans or eligible. On Friday, the commissioner stepped up and announced that there will be something happening, I guess a meeting of sorts to clarify the policy. I'm not sure why this policy needed to be clarified, why it needs to be clarified, whatever. But last week, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert sent a memo to the teams announcing that the league officials would soon meet to clarify eligibility rules for trans players. I'm curious to know.
Then you know why it needs to be clarified then. You got to clarify the eligibility rules. And Mark Lamont Hill is real rich that you're acting like you don't know why this is a thing. A man can just identify as a woman and you would call her a woman. You would call him a woman. If I was to say right now, I identify as a woman, that's all it would take. And you would have to respect my pronoun, especially in the workforce. No, this is not a pre-record. Especially in the workforce. So I'm going to show this video, and then I'm going to show you how Mark Lamont Hill was talking back in the day, since he wants to act now like he don't understand why this is a thing. I'd say making it to your highest professional is not a fail. What does that guy do for a living? Too much self-authority. I don't know. I know he has a bunch of degrees. He's a doctor, or I don't know. He's like a. I don't want to misquote him. I don't know. In black media spaces, they go get him to talk. That's all I do know. And I know he has a few degrees, but appreciate it, bro. But he's pretending like he doesn't know that these gentlemen are taking advantage of a loophole that will probably make this entire league biological male probably by the end of 2027 if they don't come up with something that's gonna, because people don't want to identify what a woman is. Kataji Brown, none of these people, the coach for the Indiana Fever, they don't understand. They need more biology. So when you blur the lines like that, when you can't even identify a woman, we don't want to hear you start talking about that W in the WNBA when you got coaches and everybody saying that trans people belong, and they do belong. But are you saying they belong in the WNBA? Because we have two ladies that are ready to play. They're ready to play. I don't know what Edith called herself, but boy, she is strong. She is look like she ready to play, boy. Man.
Where this goes, this whole story. I mean, the memo acknowledged that the league has been fielding questions and said a task force of team presidents and general managers would add the question of gender eligibility to their agenda. Now, here's how we got here. So I know some of y'all are like, why the hell is this thing happening? Which is the right question. Well, former NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom posted on X declaring his intention to enter the 2027 WNBA draft. He cited the WNBA's current collective bargaining agreement, which states only that women are eligible to play in the WNBA. And it contains no specific language about trans players. Kanter or Freedom wrote, if simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. He also wrote that he is definitely not
here. Where would Enes Kanter get an ideal like that, Mark Lamont Hill? Where would Enes Kanter get an ideal like, if all that's necessary for him to identify and he can play WNBA basketball, where would he get that ideal from, Mark Lamont Hill? Where would Freedom Get us such a wild ideal. Do you think he just come up with that on his own? Mark Lamont Hill, you don't want to accept no accountability in this, sir? Okay, I understand. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. Now, he's never previously made any statements about being trans. And
What's up with you, Pinky Pink? Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat as everybody come in. Salute to you, the lovely Pinky Pink. Yes, yes. Hey, what's up, homeboys? What's up, fellas? Oh, hey, how you doing, Coco Princess? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we got to get the beautiful ladies back in the chat. He crater faces, he pothole faces done ran the ladies off. And I apologize for letting these pothole face and people like that run the ladies off, yelling and screaming at them. We want all the beautiful ladies to come back into the chat. We want, she says, disrespectful to women. I agree with you. We want all the beautiful ladies back in the chat. And you fellas, y'all cool. I mean, what's up, fellas? But we want the beautiful ladies back.
this cancer's not trans, and this cancer freedom is not trans. He has been explicit that.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You done did two things wrong. First, you misgendered those ladies. Now you're trying to tell them their identity. Where do you come across? Where do you get off? That's what I'm supposed to say. Where do you get off trying to tell those two ladies that come out and identify? How can you tell them what they are? We've never done that before. You don't walk up to trans people and say, no, you're not. You're not really trans. You're just pretending. So don't disrespect them like that. I won't stand for it. Don't you ever disrespect them like that again. Look at B drip. Yeah, that's not cool, man. They can be whoever they say they are. That's the rule.
Now, he's never previously made any statements about being trans, and his cancer is not trans, and his cancer freedom is not trans. He has been explicit that he's doing this for a reason, and that is to expose what he sees as a policy gap. Now, of course, hours later, somebody had to follow up, and it was former NBA player, barely, Royce.
No, this is called reality. And that's what the problem is. People just want to say anything without having to prove it. The way that something is a fact is tested, is proven, and it's absolute. These people want to just make shit sound good, say a bunch of things, and then when it's presented to them, okay, let's see then. Now nobody want to deal with reality. Sanctuary cities, everybody love them. Then there's places that will not accept them, but they signed up for sanctuary cities. So it does not make any sense. Stop saying things that you want other people to be affected by, but you don't.
White, who made a similar declaration on Fox News. He said, I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I sometimes identifying as a woman for purpose of basketball.
And how Adrian Brown say, respect cuz. Respect cuz. He say he a woman, he's a woman. No, respect cuz. Yeah, he a woman now. That's the rule. That's what you guys have been saying. What is the problem? Why are you trying to change that now? See, people don't want to deal in reality. They want to deal in fantasy land. They want to tell us what they want to tell us. And then when it's time to show us what they telling us, then no. Hold up now. Hold up. And Mark Lamont Hill, this is unfortunate that you're acting so dumbfounded. When I have a video of you saying some of the most outlandish things on this topic, sir, respectfully, I'm in my new gentleman era where I just want to disagree respectfully, sir, that I think that you do a lot of pandering I think you do a lot of gaslighting. And I think you're one of the guys that I talked about with this little gang that I'll be saying about the go along, get along gang. No heat, no judgment, though. But I just think you're one of those members. I think you will gaslight and you will say anything that's the popular thing of today. And then you use your education to give validation to the statements that you say. But you don't need an education to do what you do. You just go along to get along. But the education gives you credence and validation in our community. But it's unfortunate that you would use said education, in my opinion, sir, just for your own financial benefit. Because you are on video saying that you think that a man can have a baby. But now on this topic, you're just so stumped on why these guys are doing this. You just don't get it. You're sitting there with your mouth open. You don't understand it at all. But you can make a statement like a man can have a baby, but a man can't play basketball that declares to be a woman. So we're going to get to your next video, but because we're going to show that this dumbfounded look that you got, you don't have to be educated to do what you do. You just got to go along to get along.
White added, I think I'd be unstoppable. Now, White has also made no prior statements about being trans and has not described any gender identity outside of this context. Just to be clear, I'm just saying by the book, these dudes ain't trans, and they're not purporting to be.
Now, my lights are down low. I only got one light on because I don't feel like being on camera like that anyway. But when has it ever been a standard for a trans to show prior trans activity? Why is he making up this standard? I never seen no other transgender had to go see. Here go my transgender facts. I was transgender for this many months in 5 days. Do you accept? It's never been a thing. When they say they identify, you're supposed to respect their pronouns. That's what anybody that I've dated, they started rolling out these sensitivity trainings and all these things at the job. So this is how I know. I was just like, what the hell? Thank God I played basketball and I don't got no job. I couldn't do what you do. You just got to do everything somebody say. But yeah, these jobs, corporate America has pushed this a lot. And in every corporate business, you're getting sensitivity training. You're learning everything that Mark Lamont Hill is telling you. And he's pushing it to the masses. And now that they're at your job is on the line. You better comply or get fired.
Trans. They're playing a game here. The Women's National Basketball Players Association, the WNBA Players Union, released a statement in response. And the statement read in part, quote, "We embrace justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Those are the values that unite this union and allow it to protect women's sports while creating transformational change." The union also said hate, abuse, and demonization of any person or group of people, including transgender people, only fuel fear, division, and harm. We will not be used as political pawns. That's an important statement to make. Now, this is happening inside a broader public argument.
So, because two trans females came out, they are saying something that's hateful. The trans community should embrace these people. They should embrace Royce and whatever Enos or Freedom name is going to be. They should embrace them because now trans women can go into the WNBA, make $500,000, and I don't think they'll complain about making $500,000. Yeah, they can go ahead and get 500 grand, and some of them probably gonna be able to dunk. I seen the WNBA All-Star game. Somebody sent me a clip of it. I said, I'm not gonna play this shit because I'm gonna say something bad. Because what happened to the girls like Shamika Holesclaw, Tamika Catchings, the ones that can stop on a dime? kind of had a dude's kind of swag. Cappy Poindexter, Diana Taurasi, that had that, with their game. These girls, I don't understand what I'm seeing. Angel Reese is a superstar fashion dresser, I guess, in her body, but I don't have nothing good to say. Cantor and Royce don't have women chests. Come on, KB. Neither did what's the old girl? Neither did what's her name? Brittany Griner that we traded for the Merchant of Death. Brittany Griner chest bigger than mine. What are you talking about? Brittany Griner voice deeper than mine. She'd be like, "Yeah, I'm Pops." Man, you want me to find the video where Brittany Griner say she Pops? Okay, all right. You want to say you want to see Brittany Griner with her shirt off? you talking about? You talking about goddamn? I know you ain't just say what you said, bro. You done pissed me off now. It's too much evidence out here for you to piss me off like this here, brother. Appreciate the super chat, but you done pissed me off now. Hell no. I can't take it no more. I can't. Damn, I can't spell when I'm high. There it is. Computer help. Thank you. Computer love. See right here by the pool. Which one I'm gonna show? Let's see. Let me vet the video. Oh my Lord. What the fuck? Hell no. Man. No, this had to been a. How the fuck is this a? I'm confused now. Hold on. I know you ain't just say what you said, KG. Hey, K_G92. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. But this video just done pissed me off too. Hey, dog. I'm gonna have to cut off this video and roll up again because I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at now. Damn, that's confusing. I might have to roll up, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Why did you make me do this, KG? I ain't gonna say you made me do nothing. That's some bitch ass shit. Damn, man. Watch this. Let me drop this down. Man, I don't know what I'm looking at, bro. Hold on. Let me go up here. This shit is crazy. This is fucking nuts. Let me stop cursing because I ain't mean to curse. Sorry, YouTube. But y'all, this was in the WNBA, bro. 6'9". All of this was in the WNBA. Come on, dog. I got a shirt on. I'm just too black for you to see it. It's a black shirt. So I'm just trying to figure out. He said something about some chest. I don't know what you talking about, brother. Voice deeper than mine. So this thing's talking about I got more breasts than her. What the hell? Hey, listen, man. I'm not messing with y'all tonight, man, or this morning. I'm not messing with y'all, bro. Y'all tripping. Y'all trying to get me, man. He done got me cursing, man. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to edit the video. KG, see? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Uh-huh. No comment. I can't say that. I gotta go on mute.
About trans athletes that's been swirling around the WNBA for weeks. Some of y'all saw this. Indiana Fever player Sophie Cunningham drew widespread far-right attention after anti-trans remarks that she made in a July ESPN profile. Vice President J.D. Vance
Oh, the brother in the video, this is Mark Lamont Hill. This is Mark Lamont Hill talking. He's also on the Joe Budden podcast.
Shockingly called those remarks courageous in a Fox News interview with host Laura Ingraham on Thursday. Now, on the other side, WNBA player Gabby Williams told a reporter last week that she would, quote, welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team any time. Again, to be direct about what Freedom and White are doing, these are not trans people. They are using the language of trans identity as a tactic to force the WNBA's hands toward a policy.
Man, Mark Lamont Hill, you being offensive, brother. You can't tell somebody who they feel they are. They feel like they're trans or lesbian women for the purpose of basketball. You can't tell them they're not. You got to stay out of that now. Come on now, don't do that. You setting a precedent. You want people walking up to trans people. I'm not saying do this. I'm just asking this question based on Mark Lamont Hill's logic. You want people to start walking up to trans people and telling them, no, they're not. You're not doing that. You're just making this up and just give a reason why they're doing it. So you can't do that. No one should do that. I'm not suggesting that you do that. So Mark Lamont Hill, I'm calling you out. I say you're wrong for doing this. Boom.
Policy change. Now, whether you agree with the method or not, the WNBA does have to respond. There's a real policy hold, apparently. To me, it's not a real one, but whatever, that existed in its language. And the task force of team presidents and general managers is expected to meet this week and will now include gender eligibility on the agenda.
And they've been going at this for a week or so, and they still don't know what a woman is. I don't even know why the W is in the front of the WNBA, because I thought it stand for women. I mean, if I was running that league, and I'm the man, right? I'm running that league, and that W stands for women, I would say, what the fuck is the conversation? Get out my face. The W is the thing. Woman. Leave me alone. You want me to write it into the Constitution or whatever, the bylaws? Because I thought it was self-explanatory when it said Women's National Basketball Association. But if that wasn't good enough, let me write it down on a piece of paper.
The WNBA will have to clarify its rules well before the April 2027 draft deadline that both Freedom and White cited. I'm going to keep this real simple, y'all. This is not a real issue. This is not a real.
Holy majoli. Holy majoli. Boy, I done said so many cuss words in my head. Boy, God working on me, boy. Because I want to curse Mark Lamont Hill out so bad right now. Oh, man. All I can think of the word is cheesecake. I'll try not to curse so bad. French fries. French fries. Mac chicken nugget. Oh, I want to. Ooh. Oh. Just because I know what I know, I want to just. Eat my sugar honey iced tea. Man. Oh, yo, Coco talking about God would understand. Ooh. Man. Mark, I think that said it right there. You got the right name. Mark Lamont. Because you damn sure act, oh man. You dang sure acting like a Mark. Where's the... Let me just hear it again. Say fudge.
Cited. I'm going to keep this real simple, y'all. This is not a real issue.
Liar! He was a liar. This dude is a liar, man. It's not a real issue, really. I'm gonna let you say a little bit more.
This is not a real problem. There are no trans women who are trying to play in the W. They're just not. So all this need to change policy, write policy, clarify policy, to do what? To stop two cisgendered, ostensibly heterosexual men from delving into an LGBTQ issue for the first time, not because they care about LGBTQ rights. In fact, it seems like they're the opposite, but because they just want to. If the league isn't expressing a problem, if the bulk of the players aren't saying, hey, we got a problem, if trans folk aren't saying, hey, we'd love to have more people in WNBA, but we're just kicked out. If the stakeholders don't care, why do y'all care so much? And to frame it as if you care about freedom or safety or fairness is such BS. These same men who proudly declare that they don't watch the WNBA, they couldn't name 3 players on the Indiana Fever. They're now pretending to not only care about the league, but they care.
That's a weak argument for a college-educated dude because you don't have to watch the NBA for you to not want someone to play against your daughter that you could potentially have in the future. So that wasn't well thought out. That was kind of a setup. No wonder Candace Owens, Mark, that was bad because you don't have to watch the WNBA to say, I don't want my daughter, because since everybody should have a right to an opinion, right? So a person that don't watch the WNBA could not say, I do not want my daughter playing with a biological man or male. Yes, he has that right. So no, that argument don't work. They don't have to watch. They don't have to care about the WNBA. They could just have a daughter. They could just have a wife.
Care about fairness and equality in the league. They don't care about this at all. They just want to beat up on trans people. They want to make trans people a punchline. When I see what Royce White is doing, when I see what Enes Kanter is doing, you're just beating up on trans folk. You're just trying to further marginalize.
See, that's weak because that's how they stop conversations by doing that. By making it like it's an assault on one without thinking that there's a yin and a yang. There's rights on both sides of the aisle. You have a right to exist. You have a right to say whatever you want to say. So does the other person, though. You don't have to agree, but that's the beautiful thing about America. We don't have to agree, but we all have the right to say and express ourselves in the way that we want. We still have to find a way to live amongst each other. What Mark Lamont Hill is doing, he wants to only fixate on appeasing one group. So he will overrun and stretch that past the respect and the boundaries of other people. And that's where people are starting to give pushback, is that you're taking away rights in order to give somebody else rights. And now you don't even want to stand up for the things that you've been saying, because we all know that what Enes Kanter and what Royce White is doing, this is a way bigger issue than just about who's playing basketball or not. And the WNBA has been having coaches wear T-shirts, so they should let the girls play. They've been wanting transgenders in the WNBA for the longest. Let the girls play. That's what I say. And that's what you've been saying too, Mark. I'm going to show a video.
And ridicule them. There is no conversation to have. If there were a conversation to be had about this issue, I'd be willing to have it. We have to be able to have tough conversations. We have to be willing to be persuaded one way or the other. We have to be willing to think through this. We have to be willing to come up with some answers and determine what fair is. But that's not what's happening here. And don't let them tell you that it is. Trans women are getting murdered in the street. That's an issue. Trans women are denied housing. That's an issue. Trans women are criminalized. That's an issue. Trans women are denied quality health care. That's an issue. What is not an issue is trans women trying to get drafted into the WNBA. But this is nothing more than a solution in search of a problem for the sole purpose of further marginalizing and harming and antagonizing trans women. So this is dumb. And I'm not willing to engage it anymore. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Checking out Night School. We're going to, and by the way, Ogre said you're Mr. Legend for the work you do. I ask you about your sleep.
Okay, Mark Lamont Hill. So it's dumb. Okay. All right. So it's dumb. Mark Lamont Hill said it's dumb. Okay. Okay, Mark. So it's not an issue. Okay. You want to make it a one-ply conversation where you act as if you didn't have this conversation.
Give birth.
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that is crazy.
We break it down.
Give birth. Can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer, can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that
So, Mark Lamont Hill, you got to ask, can a man give birth? And you said sometimes. So you're telling me an XY chromosome can have a baby. And you're also telling me that you're an educated man. I didn't go to college, and I know you're way more educated than I am. But you will be hard pressed to get me to understand, how does an XY chromosome produce a baby? You would have to undo everything they taught me in the little bit of school that I went. Because everything that I was taught, that only XX chromosome people that y'all call birthing people can have a baby. That's what I was told. Now, you can explain to me how I'm wrong. But until you do that, let's just hear your conversation. Because it's weird how you act as if, and shout out to the original content creator on this one. This is Truth Be Told podcast. But to act like you didn't have this conversation is weird.
Basically like a social media political strategist or commentary. She does news, trending topics, and most of it is political. And in many cases, Candace and I do not agree on many subjects. However, for the past few years, Candace has been on an eat their ass up tour. And the subject matter is surrounding the transgender community. Not so much as the transgender community as it is, can men have babies? Now, Candace has debated quite a few people that you're about to have.
One, this isn't a case of someone.
Listen to this clip real quick and let's get into it.
I think that, one, this isn't a case of someone thinking there's something that they're not. What people are saying is that there is a misalignment between my sex and my gender. But
disorder.
That's the
point. My mind and my body don't match. That's a disorder.
That doesn't make it disorder. It just means that the world may be more diverse than we've previously understood it to be, whether we see it in plants, whether we see it in animals. There's all kinds of complexity. And we look in history. I mean, even we go back to the continent of Africa, we look in Asia. There's all kinds of examples of people who have complicated gender performances and complicated.
So this what he decided to use his degree for. Interesting. And now you're seeing a lot of our Black people, our Black young people, they're either using their degree for this type of stuff, or all of our young. I was right, y'all. I got to do a victory lap. I was 100% right. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that.
Look in Asia, there's all kinds of examples of people who have complicated gender performances and complicated understandings of gender, and how we perform gender can be different. But I guess for my
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
That's
pregnant.
circular argument. I know.
What
It's
is it?
different. But I guess for my
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. Man, he said this shit with a straight face. Oh shit. You liar. And where you gonna have the baby out of? Where would you hold the baby? Like, what the I'm telling you, we not free no more. The people who you can't talk about are the people who are in control. And you know, this boy don't want to offend nobody. I told y'all there's a go along, get along game. And they use people with these big degrees and these voices, and they get them subservient. They keep them paid. They keep them jobs. They make them subservient to say things like this. And they train a whole culture of people to think like this. Men cannot have babies. What he's trying to say is that a woman, a natural born woman who's identifying as a man that could be trans, has a baby. But this is the confusion that they're putting out. She's still a biological female. So for this guy with all these degrees, and he can't say that, it's unbelievable. And people still take this guy serious. People still take people serious, like Kataji Brown, that can't even identify what a woman is. And then now you got people blaming Enes Kanter because you guys confused the hell out of these men. Now you want to just blame it on them and make it a smaller argument than what it really is. When you got husbands standing in front of a bathroom because they don't want their little girls urinating with a grown biological man. You guys don't want to have a conversation. You're so afraid, huh? It's unbelievable. I thought we were free. I thought as long as you don't disrespect people, it's all inclusive. You so scared. He don't even want to be logical in the conversation. He's just gonna say whatever. This is go along, get along gang, like I told y'all. Yeah, sometime. There's never a time. What happened to when men were men that where this shit would never fly on TV? There would be another man up there destroying Mark Lamont Hill as a man, and it would be accepted, and it would be universal law because it's backed by science, and that's educated. But now we'll bring people, and we'll get them to bring their degrees and match degrees with the other side, and it's like two experts from each side, and it's like, wait a minute, what's real and what's fake now? What's real and what's fake? Because he panders like this, and then some women, they believe this shit because they watch wherever these people go. And then guys like me, they'll say, he's hateful. So I don't want to be on no hate train. I say, let the girls play. Enes Kanter and Royce White are females at this point because that's been the rule for forever. So don't change them now.
I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
That's a
pregnant.
circular argument. That's
It's not a
making the
circular
question.
argument. It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society
Right,
where
that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing
there's
with.
nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
So now that you've seen it, I have two questions. The questions are, how is this a debate? And the second question is, when did this become a debate? This has
been going on for years. I've been saying it. I got in trouble for saying certain things about Lil Nas X. But this has been a thing. And it's going to get bigger of a thing. There's definitely going to be trans women in the WNBA. There may already be some. I'm just saying.
what our children are being raised on right now in this society. And again, this is not a knock at the LGBT plus community. This is black and white. Check it out.
Can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that is crazy. And this is we cannot. It's just crazy. We cannot allow this to happen.
But you wouldn't say the
There
definition of
are
being a woman's
truths.
ability to give birth.
I'm not saying it, but only women can give birth is a factually true statement. Only women can give birth. There's only one type of human being
Only
that
people
can
with
give birth.
uteruses and vaginas
Yes,
and
can
stuff
give birth. Only women can give birth. Men
I'm not
cannot
disagreeing
give
with that.
birth.
Here's what I think we're talking past each other. What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that certain body parts yield certain kinds of possibilities, right? What I'm disagreeing with is the idea that that is the measure of whether or not you're a man or a woman in society.
Okay, but it is now come to a point where if you say that.
See what I mean? He don't want that to be the measure of whether you're a man or a woman, because there's some women that say that they're men and they have babies. And so he don't want to be disrespectful.
Only women can give birth, you are called a bigot. That is crazy. That's nuts. So if you say, like J.K. Rowling did when she got canceled by the Harry Potter cast, that only women can menstruate. Okay, can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
Some can.
Okay.
Yeah, trans men. There's some trans men who can.
What the fuck? Men can have period? I thought that's why all women was every girl I've dated, they used to always talk about their period and how terrible it is. And I always used to say, shit, don't tell me about it. I'm great to be feels great to be a man. Yeah, we got our own struggles. You don't want me to tell you about them. You'll call me a lame dude. So I don't tell you my struggle. Keep that period stuff, take some Advil, leave. So do what y'all do. Talk to a woman about it. Sorry. I'll get you some ice cream. But I used to think that I was like just so happy that I'm a man because I don't have to deal with that. But as you can see, Mark Lamont Hill is saying that men can have periods. I don't understand. Boy, I don't get it. If a man had a period, he's dying. But Mark Lamont Hill pretended like he don't know why Enos can't or Freedom and why Royce is joining the WNBA. He wants to pretend like he don't know where this ideal come from. They want to pretend like these guys are some bad guys and they're just causing a problem. No. There's a deeper conversation here.
Listen, y'all.
Period.
Some can.
Women can menstruate. Okay, can men get their period? Can you help my audience? Can men get their period?
Some can.
Okay.
Yeah, trans men. There's some trans men who can.
Listen, y'all.
Mark Lamont Hill. Wow. Just fucking wow. And the sad part about it is he don't even believe that shit. He don't believe that. He don't believe none of that shit he said. But I believe they get paid to say it. Let me find this. Or is it on YouTube? It might be on YouTube. I was looking on YouTube. I want to show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. This is a bigger conversation that people don't want to talk about. I said that our biggest streamers, the biggest people that they're going to put in front of you, they have to act a certain way. Their status comes through their something behind them. And their marketability and their likeness comes through. Well, let me just show you.
I heard you was coming. Don't go. What's going on? How you feeling? Nothing. Girls got my period last week. Oh, yes, girl. I'm on mine right now. That's what I was trying to for a whole week because my period just came. I hate that. Girl, I'm on mine right now, girl. If you need anything, just let me know. Okay, girl. All right, sister, what's your room? How about you want to run on my room? I'm thinking about my tampons. Okay, girl. Come and see me. This mind your business. Don't touch me. Huh? I told you don't do that shit. Because I heard you was coming. How's this? Don't go. What's going on? How you feeling? Nothing. Girl, I got my period last week. Oh, yes, girl. I'm on mine right now. That's what I was trying to for a whole week because my period just came. I hate that shit. Girl, I'm on mine right now, girl. If you need any tampons, just let me know. Okay, girl. Right, sister, what's your room? How about you want to run on my room? I'm thinking about my tampons. $3.75.
I'm just saying. This is a bigger conversation. Your biggest streamers. That young kid is a huge streamer. And this is what he does most of his video. You know, they always have to do something. But Mark Lamont Hill acting like this is not a thing when your biggest streamers, the biggest people they put in front of us, act like this.
Oh, bitch, I'm bleeding. Bitch, I look down like this. You look down my bull. Bitch, I'm bleeding. Bitch, I wake up. Bitch, I'm bleeding. Bitch, I look down like this. You look down my bull. Bitch, I'm bleeding.
Yeah, our biggest streamers, they're big for a reason. They all act a certain way. They all act a certain way. On every stream. Watch it. I just showed you several different of this guy's stream. And I want you to see it.
Just got my peers, which I'm in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood. Period lasted like 2 days only. 2 days only, shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? What I just got my peers, which I'm in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood. Period lasted like 2 days only.
That's a different stream where he's talking about being on a period. There's one more from this guy. I don't even want to play this one, that one, so ugh. Well, there's another streamer. Some of your biggest influencers, they act a certain way. Your biggest influencers. But what are they influencing you to do? What are they influencing you to do? Let's look at some of our biggest influencers.
We twerk. Now that I think about it, man, why is twerk a gender neutral dance? Twerking is the only gender neutral dance. I'm tweaking. It's a super fun. That's a super fun.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because I seen him do some cool camera shit. I was like, oh, on his stream. No. Also, I'm feeling fine, bro. I'm just having a good time. Like, yo, gang, bro.
Black Boy Max is without a doubt the zestiest celebrity on earth right now. And there's a trail of evidence that usually gets the same reply from him.
This is what I hear. They even fly on my own shit. That's me.
But then something else happens and it starts all over again.
Right? Not a slow-mo walk, but they put me in slow-mo. And they put, I think behind the song, they put like some R. Kelly money.
So, hey. Damn, bro. Yeah, I gotta, hold on. Let me see if the costume looks.
That's went viral.
What?
Yes, bro. And they're like, damn, this fat, mind you, pause.
Your biggest streamers. Your biggest streamers.
Bro, what you got to understand is...
The zesty allegations are the most persistent thing attached to Max's name in the streaming world right now. And to understand why it'll never go aggressive on stream, it's a big part of why people watch him. And it didn't take long for people to start paying very close attention to exactly how he moves. His chat started picking up on it, then TikTok, then more people started looking for it, and they would find more.
Hell yeah.
You know, you gotta really pay attention though, because they might.
But everybody going to visit him for attention. All the players, all the people for attention. They're going to go see him. This is probably who your son is watching. This is probably who my son is watching. He's an influencer. And what are he influencing people to do? And why does he get so paid so much for this? I'm not hating on nobody's money, but just look at your top influencers.
They might. 2 guns on my head. Hey, what you doing, bro? You doing that? 2 guns on my
You gotta really hit that.
Okay.
All right, man, hold on.
All right, let me see. We'll see. Let's see.
Yeah, I got it.
What's doing?
LiAngelo Ball had his own thoughts about it.
Hey, yeah, now that works.
Hey, that'll work.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey,
That's the one.
2 guns. Hey, look, he talking about 2 guns. Hey, I like that. We might pull that out one time. He talking about that's the zestiest. Hey, but they man, you know in the comments, that's the zestiest dance I ever seen. 2 guns.
Nah, you know what it's like though? Let me explain. It's like,
let's see.
you know how do I explain this?
Max was doing his thing, and Jello turned to chat and said what everybody else watching was already thinking. But Max kept dancing anyway. And when Max linked with Reem Knox, a streamer, to the Sturdy dance together, the reception was exactly what you would expect.
2.
Yeah.
Yes! On the fire!
What the hell? I think it's time. Damn. I think it's time, boy. What the hell?
Yo, my son Max really on that. Yo, we getting 2021 Max back.
Max was aware people were saying this. He didn't change a thing, though. If anything, the way he responded to the attention was just to keep doing what he was already doing, which only gave people more to work with. The dancing was one thing, but then came the furry suit. In January of 2023, Max shows up on stream in a full furry costume, and he's not just chilling in it. He's dancing in it. He also invited his family to get their reaction.
Why did you buy a furry costume?
What you doing, man? I can't even see you. I feel like a... Am I hitting you? Hold on, bro. You taking pics, man. Paparazzi. Get out of my room. Can you wait on furry? What you doing, bro?
Right after that, there was a TikTok clip which has nothing to do with what the caption said, but 268,000 likes. That just tells you everything you need to know with how popular this TikTok was.
Wait, look
But-
at Max stream. What the?
I'm actually truly like, what is this idiot doing, bro?
Wait, what the?
This kid needs to see God, bro.
Some people thought it was a bit, and some people took it at face value. But once a clip like that gets attached to your name, it gets pulled up every time the subject comes back around. Ain't you the guy that was wearing the furry suit? Max didn't address this one at the time. He just kept it moving, and people didn't really think much of it for a while. When Max joined FaZe Clan in April of 2024, this would be his superstar breakout. Mainstream attention came so fast for all of these guys, and with it came a much larger audience watching his every move that weren't familiar with him prior to the smaller community that he had before. And that audience went and found the clip.
And that's what happens as you grow. But I don't know what the hell going on. I just know I was right this whole time that somehow, some way, your biggest streamers are going to be connected. I'm going to leave it like that.
And it wasn't just the dancing. The FaZe era brought a level of scrutiny that Max hadn't dealt with before. Everything he did on camera was now getting clipped, captioned, posted somewhere, critiqued by old FaZe Clan fans who thought that they shouldn't be IRL streamers and it should still be a gaming thing, which is long since died.
Because if you want a burger, eat a burger. If you want a french fry, eat a french fry.
What's up, buddy? 2021 City Girls winning. We twinning.
People who had followed Max from the beginning were used to it and felt a little bit of confusion from the newer fans. But people that were coming in fresh were very confused. Max launched In the Booth in mid-2024. He brought rappers and streamers into his home studio or Airbnb studios, wherever he was at the time, and streamed the sessions live and producing some music from it. And it produced a couple of huge music moments. Pink Dreads was a song that came out of these sessions in late 2024, where he and DDG made a song that ended up getting very close to hitting the Hot 100, but it would hit at number 10 on the Bubbling Under. And around the same time, Max started making changes to how he looked that would set off this next major phase of his Zesty career. Before the piercings, there was the hair. Max had been shifting his look for a while, but he posted a new style to X at some point, and the caption was 2 words. Some people were into it. Others felt like it was another thing being added to what was starting to look like a painting of Zest. But Max wasn't done yet. On April 23rd, he posted a selfie with 2 dermal piercings.
Did he say a painting of Zest? Casanat, y'all don't want to see the videos of Casanat. There's a bunch of dudes showering and all kinds of stuff. They walking through the line, dancing and twisting. Like, I told y'all, you want to make it big, you want to be famous, it's going to come through your y'all know the rest. You want to make it big and famous, but it's going to come through your anus. That's not a curse word.
Right under his right eye and diamond studs.
I'm not gonna front. This looks beautiful. Like, this is on what you had.
Damn, I low-key gonna be in different sizes, low-key. Damn, chat, this shiny as hell, though. Y'all see that? This is shiny as hell.
You can sit up if you want. I'm gonna spray with some saving.
Just say. Anyways, yo, listen, should I keep them different sizes, chat, or should I change this to the smaller one when I can? Or should I keep them different sizes?
just talking about Franco's drinks.
Well, for now, we're gonna have to get the 2 different.
Nah, yeah, I'm knowing.
But in general, I'm kind of fine with the 2 different. I think it just sort of accentuates your cheekbone a little bit more. But I don't know. It's obviously your call. You look at yourself in the mirror and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. You have time to think about it?
Yeah.
Bro, this is perfect. Cannot believe this. All right. Blood warning. Okay. Wait a second. Gotta check. You're so sweaty. Yes. It's perfect.
Oh, you a rock star. You're a rock star, King.
Some people compared it to NBA YoungBoy. Some people compared it to Lil Uzi Vert. Some people compared it to Young Thug. All artists, definitely the latter two, that Black Boy Max was inspired by and looked up to growing up. The NBA player Jaylen Brown saw this in person and didn't hold back.
Oh, guess who's calling? Oh, my goat. You're my goat, bro. Chat, say what's up to JV, man. Bro, why are you worried about me, bro?
Crazy.
Are y'all laughing at me?
No, he looks crazy.
Yo, JB.
He went to Rolling Line one time and now he got
Bro, back up, bro. Bro, stop playing with me, bro. Hey, listen. I'm telling you right now, bro. Wait, when your beard gets so long?
Are y'all noticing something? He gets access to rappers. He gets access to the #1 draft pick. He gets access to Jaylen Brown. How does he have access to these NBA players acting like that? How he has access to all of these different people? Think about it.
Bro, you been growing it up?
It's been a while.
Don't be observing.
You observing my face, bro.
Sky Jackson noticed them too when she met up with him and was curious about whether it hurt.
He got that out that closet from the chain to the shorts.
Did the piercing in your face hurt?
So it felt really uncomfortable, but it wasn't that painful, low-key. The most painful one, I got a nose ring. I ended up taking it out because I didn't like it.
That hurt? Yeah, I don't want any piercings, but I do want a lot of tattoos.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I do have my son.
Oh, yeah, and then you got one on your foot.
that was so bad. Oh, you saw the one on my foot? That hurt. I have to get it redone. They got to go over it again. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to go back.
Yeah, I don't got no foot tattoo. I know that hurt.
Max went on stream and addressed the reaction. He was not taking them out.
I see some saying swag. I see some saying zesty. I see some saying good thing it's not your face. No man. Sosa dancing. Now, let me tell y'all the story. The dermals, though. Let me tell y'all the story. Keep it a stack, though. Everyone right now, drop y'all opinion. Who think I'm impulsive? Y'all think? Anyways, though, who has face piercings? This shit hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the piercings I got 2 on my ear, 2 on this ear, and now these. Bro, it feel weird, bro. And it bleed a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, the ones they put in are pretty big. I'll probably place them out. I need some super blind. Like, I want to walk on stream.
He kept going, and the next thing he did was going to be the most viral yet. Blackboy Max posted a shirtless mirror selfie just a couple of weeks later on June 9th. Alongside his ribcage, huge tattoo in all capital letters was the word diva. The reactions came in immediately.
That's hard. It's a tiger stripe. Got tiger stripe.
Ovia.
Damn, boy, that's good. I didn't even know that shit spelled something. I couldn't see that shit. I thought it was like a stripe.
He got a tattoo that say diva. I didn't know a man could be a diva, but I'm staying out of there. I learn something new every day. I can't be no diva. I never could be a diva. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on here. But I typically don't see this. How can I say this? In the heterosexual male realm. So I don't know what this is.
No bull.
That's what I'm looking at this. I thought it was a stripe too.
Oh, no. See, you got to pay attention to the details.
Yeah. Ovia.
Yeah, like Ovia.
Diva. That's what Jackson is.
Huh?
D-I-V-A. Diva?
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 Diva. Oh, diver. Diver.
I'm a straight
I'm
diver.
a diver. That.
Oh! Hey, hold on.
Diver.
Come on, now. Hey, I'm a diver too, shit.
You can dive in anything.
Yeah.
You can dive in head first.
You
Come
can
on,
like the bird.
diver.
Talk about it. Y'all fucking with it, chick? I think it's cool.
Wait a minute. Did these dudes get dive out of that? Hold on.
Diva?
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 Oh, diver.
I'm a straight
I'm
diver.
a diver.
Hey, hold on.
Diver.
Come on, now. Hey,
Diver.
too, shit.
Them niggas settled up at diver.
Shit, you can dive in anything.
Yeah.
You can dive in head first. Come
like the
on,
bird.
diver.
Talk about it. Y'all fucking with it, chick? I think it's cool. I mean, I'm not really a tattoo person, so I don't got no tats.
Stop lying, Zeke.
I ain't got no tats.
You got a back tat. I seen your back tat, bro. Zeke got a back tat. He hide for the world, bro.
Zero tats, man.
Neon thought it was art at first. Then he looked up what diva actually meant and had a very different reaction.
Okay. I think Max is just very artistic. Like, he has a different way of showing his emotions, and it's through tattoos, it's through stuff like this, and I think it's cool. I genuinely think it's cool, and I really do fuck Max. I think this is hard. Are people hating? What are they saying? Everything is adding up now? Just get the tip piercing already. We know it's coming. Diva. Like, diva, the meaning of diva. What does a diva mean? A celebrated, highly successful female performer? Wait.
Max sat down on stream with a friend, showed him the tattoo, and explained what it meant to him. He said people were trying to put him.
He's like, I'm cool with it. That's a diva. Wait.
A celebrated, highly successful female performer? Wait.
Oh man. Hey, look, that face right there was priceless, boy. Lord have mercy, that was priceless. Thank you.
Max sat down on stream with a friend, showed him the tattoo, and explained what it meant to him. He said people were trying to put him in a box and that the tattoo was about confidence. That calling yourself a bad B doesn't mean what people are trying to make it mean. Well, what is it supposed to mean then?
They saying two punks though, gang. Like that's what's gonna be tight. Because they be trying to call me a punk because I like you feel me though? Like what did I say? They say diva, like diva. Bro, that's real? Bro, yes. You think it's makeup or something? Like hold on though, Mano. I mean, if you feel like let me ask you this before I make my assumption. All right. What does diva mean to you? That you're like, I'm a bad. I'm gonna do whatever I want. On some flash. No. You look bad. Not actually, like I'm obviously. I get what you're saying. Oh, so like the same type of. You know how bad is, bro? Bad is the most confident people in the world. Right. That's what it means, bro. And just taking it on some weird shit, talking about I want to be a girl. Are you dumb as Nah, again.
The comment section split exactly the way they
Did he have a father in his life? Because if he had a daddy in his life, I don't think he would be saying that he wants to be a woman. The definition of a bad B, it says female. So why wouldn't you want to be like a strong man, a real one, or whatever, the opposite of a bad B, but the male version of whatever that bad B is? I guess it'd be a real N-word or a businessman or what? Something masculine. Why do you have to take the female word? Oh, no.
Always do when Max says something like this. One person writes, nah, bro, really not beating the allegations. He thinks he's Beyonce. Now. A diva is a female version of a hustler. Another wrote, he getting sassier and sassier every day. Kai Cenat even asked him about it at Streamer University.
Yeah, can you explain this real quick? Like, what was the inspiration behind the tattoo?
I just had to do it, man.
Okay, no, sit down. When you say that, what does that mean? Like, no, something clearly inspired it, though. Were you also like, I gotta do something that's different? Like, I gotta be different?
I was high.
Word?
That was my last day smoking weed.
That's cap.
Yeah, I smoked yesterday. Yo, that's that. Yo, no. That was my last day smoking weed.
That's cap.
Yeah, I smoked yesterday. Yo, that's that. Yo, no, all my life I had a drink. No, it's because I had a dream though on some MO.
Max stood by it, but said it was because he was high now. And then alongside all of this, the wig thing became its own side quest. Earlier this year, Max started sporting wigs on stream. Not as a one-time bit, but as a recurring thing. And when people asked him why, he gave a short answer. He kept wearing them. He got them installed on stream. He tried on different lengths. He critiqued them. He got a 32-inch one at one point, and that became a huge moment. And before his Summer Smash performance, he got a wig put on, installed on camera, as people watched. He attended the Norway soccer match with his blonde wig to cosplay as Erling Haaland, which is a lot more understandable, but people didn't know the context. And this wig kept slipping during his excitement. And at Streamer University, he came out for picture day in a new wig. There was also the moment where he found out the wig his friend Wardrobe gave him had already been worn by somebody else.
No. Bro, no. Hell no, bro. That's not.
I'm not trying to do it. I don't have
But
to
you're doing it wrong, Wardrobe. You're doing it wrong. You feel me? You both that blue. You need a ball cap. Like, bro, I'm true to this. Not doing this.
We know. We can tell.
Like, bro.
He said he true to this, not new to this? He true to wearing wigs? I told y'all. And they're taking them to the schools to meet the kids. They got your biggest influencers acting like this. I can't lay my finger on it. You know, I'm just a slow little bust. I can't lay my finger on it, but if they're going after the youth at the schools, they got your biggest influencers doing this. All the women are accepting of it. Let the girls play.
Like I said.
Yo, stop putting. Anyways, bro, listen, bro. You need a ball cap. Is this used? Wrong with you? Give me a used wig. That's for one of your or something.
July 18th at Stream University, OJ got up and greeted his friend Max, and he just embarrassed him in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
You're a diva. Why you want to be a diva? Why you want to be a diva? Man, you need to hold it oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bag and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some guidance. I think your parents feel a little way about that. I think you're clip farming and you get their clips.
OJ kept going. He brought up the tattoo directly.
You pushing the persona. You small. You loyal. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You've been at this. But you are not a diva. Diva's been over. I don't think you've been over. You're not the little boys in Clover. You're not total. You're not.
You heard what he told him? Diva's been over. And boy, yes, they do. And he said, I don't think you've been over.
Diva, you are a grown man. Black boy Max, not black boy Batty, not black boy. Are you gonna tell your son that you are a diva? Daddy, what's diva? Hey. Cody here. That is an abomination, Max.
He told Max not to sell his soul, not to lose himself. He framed it as coming from a place of care.
I'm not proud of you. I'm proud of everything else you did. Nominations, changing the game, changing your skin to Baki Diva. Diva start with D. Diddy. What else? You know, it's like this, Max. You know, I could speak like this because after the clips go up and they don't like me, I don't use social media no more, so I can be a crackhead for life. When you keep pushing that barrier, Max, when you keep pushing that barrier, and time passes, what happens? What next? What's the next engagement? What's the next clip? Don't lose yourself, don't sell your soul, Max. They want your soul because you changed the game. Don't sell your soul. You know I have a soul. You know I don't hold my tongue. You know you the first person that ever subbed me up as a big streamer in my chat. You ain't mention it. You don't know how much I appreciate you, but you bigger than that. Don't forget nigga for your personality because you crazy. You need to put on no persona. You broke through with music. Is you crazy? Suck my don't like you. It's like the character, but your main is like you. Don't let this rage bait you on your own stream. Is you crazy? You're not no diva, nigga. What the oh, not try that. That's not true. You put the character too much. You ain't no diva. I'm a partner because I'm not going to take no comments today. I'm talking about I'm going to ask you. But I'm not no diva. You fly though, you got 5. I'll give you that. You have to dab me on that. You got 5. I'll give you that. You fly. You're not no diva.
Although this did end up being a bit and a character that OJ Suave played, Max sat there and didn't really say too much. You could see the facial expressions change. And he would veer off from everybody else and talk to his chat shortly after and then end stream.
This is me. This is me. Like, I don't give a I might be a little weird, bro. I might test some things get cold, bro. I don't give a what's wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas are you're recording and you just think out of the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro. That shit whack. But I'm gonna be myself, regardless. None of y'all niggas fuck with me. I don't care. You might think that because you're closed-minded, but it's one love, bro. It's one love. It's one love, bro. It don't matter, nigga. Like, they straight. It don't matter, bro. Why don't we just love each other, bro? So I don't care, bro. OJ, if you fuck with me now, set that off camera. You could have pulled me aside. I'd love to talk to you off camera. Why you saying that on camera? But it's cool. I love y'all, bro. Good off this to me. I'm gonna just go chill. All right. I love y'all. But remember this always. Always be yourself. What they say. I don't care, nigga. Wear my wig. I don't give a fuck. I had diva tag. I'm gonna keep it forever. This is who I am. Diva fly. I'm on my own. That's me. So always be yourself. Embrace what make you different. That's what
his friend Wardrobe stepped into his side and went directly at OJ.
You went up to him. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you bullied him.
What the hell am I looking at? Did he say you walked up to a grown man and you bullied him?
Stepped into his side and went directly at OJ.
You went up to him. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you bullied him first, right?
Oh,
So if he says something about you first, then it's gonna be a problem, though, right?
Okay, are we gonna have a conversation here? Or are you gonna walk to me and walk away? Because I'm a person with multiple perspectives.
Okay,
So
well, there could be multiple perspectives, but you still don't disrespect somebody like that. At the end of the day, that's still highly rude. If you got a problem, keep it to yourself, boo. If you don't respect nobody, then you don't get respect for yourself.
Okay.
I know, but hold up, I'm not done.
Let's say.
Okay, exactly. You talk about some idea, boo, 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 boo. You the one. Okay, you being human, bro.
Okay, so-
all humans deserve respect. You got them little wrestling like you doing the most.
Okay,
but I'm asking you a question and I'm telling you to apologize or don't apologize.
Okay, you see,
Apologize.
How the hell is this a conversation? I would have just walked off.
Or don't apologize. Apologize or don't apologize. Apologize or don't apologize.
We are in a
apologize or don't apologize.
The next day, Max addressed it, and he was clearly not in a good place about what had happened.
So when someone comes up to me and talks to me like that and tells me I'm a devil, I'm a demon, and compares me to the likes of Diddy and says my parents aren't proud of me and all this to get a clip off on me, it hurts my heart.
He said seeing OJ try to clip farm him by calling him a devil and comparing him to Diddy.
I don't think he's click farming you. You are an influencer. You can look up the demographic who watches you. You can see the people that you may be influencing. And every other stream, it ain't just about your diva tattoo. You're doing hand motions like you're giving fellatio. You're doing things that you know what you're doing, but you're generating audience, you're generating revenue. But is this an act? Because some kids are not going to think you're acting. And that's the unfortunate thing about you new influencers.
was the part that really got to him. But his specific issue was how OJ chose to do it.
And if you cared about me, why are you doing that in front of hundreds of thousands of people? OJ, you have my number. We've DM before. I've known you since 2022. If you cared about me, you could have messaged me or you could have pulled me to the side. But you cared about likes, views more than my well-being. So do not portray as you are trying to help and save me when you are just trying to boost yourself. And for that reason, I know you told Kai you feel bad and you want to talk to me, but you don't feel bad. I don't believe you feel bad. I don't want to have a conversation with you because if you didn't get this backlash, you wouldn't feel bad. If the comments were like most of any comments to any other video talking about me, which is, yeah, this Mac, he's on the loose end, he's pushing weird kids, he's an oddball. OJ's right. OJ did great. I love OJ. You wouldn't have probably talked to me the rest of the university. You would have just been happy and content with what you just did. So no thanks, bro.
He wasn't accepting the apology. What made the response land differently than any of Max's previous statements was what he said about what the whole thing represented.
Imagine what LGBTQ been going through for years, bro. Just because I put on a wig. I'm a straight man who wears wigs, yes. There are girls out there who dress like tomboyish, if that's their style. They might be straight, they might like guys, but they still dress like tomboyish. There's no problem. What's wrong with me wearing a wig, having deer tatted, or wearing jacket?
If that's who you are, then if it's just about the fashion, then I would question, why are you doing hand gestures like you're giving fellatio? It's like everything that a woman does that you try to emulate, you try to do. So then if that's you, you might be in the community. And if you just identify as you're in the community, nobody won't say anything. But the problem is you're saying that you're straight, and straight males don't do what you do. And it seems like you're here to confuse and blur that line. But straight men don't call themselves divas because that's a woman's term. So you're trying to take everything from a woman and say that males can do it. And I think that's what you're there to influence now. Now that I'm listening to you a little bit more, you seem like the person that's going to influence the younger generation to blur the lines between women so they can be really female adjacent, a bunch of men that act just like women and call themselves straight. And when you do that, you're going to make it to where listen, you are an interesting fella now that I heard what you said, because you're to me, you're a pawn for the go along, get along gang. Because it's in your innate nature not to do what you're actually doing. So I don't know. No judgment here.
If that's my style, that's my style. I feel like that's just not your business, bro.
A lot of people who had been on OJ.
He said, if that's my style, that's my style. So copying a woman is your style. It seems to be more of a woman's style that you're just copying and mimicking.
OJ's side before that moment switch positions, because regardless of what anybody thought about Max's choices, the way OJ did it publicly was hard to defend at first, and they saw the narrative forming against OJ, and they definitely didn't want to be on the receiving end of a lot of hate of the fans of Streamer University. That's really the honest truth. But supporting Max in how he was treated and agreeing with the conclusions he draws about himself are two different things.
But I fuck with Max though. On me, I fuck with the 5 on me.
Shout out Max.
On
Max
me. Shout out to
always
Max.
been cool.
2 days after the OJ situation, he would tease the song. The song's called Diva, featuring Wardrobe, who was in the music video. And he debuted Diva with a preview of these One Love knuckle tattoos he got that came from the monologue he had after he got embarrassed by his former friend, OJ Suave. The OJ clip was still everywhere when it dropped. And now there was something to listen to and a music video where he takes inspiration from Beyonce. Along with all these things already, it's a very clear progression that he's trying to lean more into it, but does he really believe in all of it? At this point, Max has addressed the zesty allegations more than a dozen times, especially for viewers of his stream. He says he's straight, and he just doesn't let other people tell him what being a man is supposed to look like. He wears wigs for the swag. He got Diva because he was high, and he dances however he wants. But I mean, he hasn't put on a dress yet, so I don't know what his limitations are.
As I know, yesterday we did. Stop putting the triangles, bro. Y'all be blowing my.
You said you follow me on DM. You said Kwame, new voices, social media app wants you for a future live presser. You got a booking fee. YouTube blocks links. We followed you on IG. Let me see. Oh, there's a bunch of voices. Trying to find the one that looks like that V. Shoot me a DM on Instagram real quick.
So Atwan and Dej have. Oh, this is like as he's getting taken offense. This is frog, isn't it?
How is she stretching with those bands? Yeah, KWAN_LOW. Where should we go to? We be popping them thing. Who are you, player? Yeah, I don't see it yet.
I don't know why I keep selling my soul. I'm praying more than I've ever prayed in my life. You feel me? I felt more connected with God ever, and keep saying that I'm selling my soul to Jay-Z.
The thing about Max is that he's genuinely hard to argue with is that he hasn't hidden anything, even if it's something as personal as getting a vasectomy, which you could say is that zesty or is that castration or is it both? But either way, he puts it on record and he's very open about everything with his chat and he explains the reasoning and moves on. He frames it as transparency, says he didn't want to take a risk for something he's not ready for yet, then said he was done talking about it and moved on. Although it's not taking a risk, it was really in reaction to a potential pregnancy scare that he had.
Do y'all want to hear the full story? I'll tell the story, bro, just so it's awareness, but that's why I posted that vid so I could help. And that vid, I think did help. I had to help somebody. So, all right, do that, boom, bada bang. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest, I was going a little strong. I say I went 2 weeks strong. No cap. I say a couple, bros. I forget how long, but I definitely took my time away, bro. And then, yeah, bro. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest. 7.5. That had a mind of his own. No, so, bro, they started like I didn't start wilding, bro, but it was like on some shit. Bro, it's just life is too short, gang. I'm finna do what I gotta do. Yo, mom, dad, if y'all watching this, cool now. But I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do, right? All right, cool. After that, Keith, you said you always wanted a grandson. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Flipped up OD, bro. Flipped up OD. I slipped up OD. I'm not gonna say when, why, because start putting together timelines. Just know, slipped up. Past, yeah. Now, you feel me? Not the end of the world. Everything's good. Just know, like, you feel me? Like, I was in the moment, I tweak out. And yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I started panicking because I told her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I just went Columbine. Oh God. And I told her, she's just like, wait, what was you doing? And then start moving on some shit like, no, we can't be doing this. I don't know if I want to do any. I'm not gonna get into the details of the girl, like, but just know it was on some like shady shit, like, oh really? I'm like, all right. So I got scared, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I looked up, how do you get rid of, you feel me? And I found the answers.
Young Thug was on stream with him later on and didn't hold back when it came up again.
But you know, I got a vasectomy though.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, I slipped up, and I was just like, no more. Like, I'm not slipping up no more. But you can reverse it though. But there's a chance that it. You think that's stupid?
You gotta be really careful on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's stupid.
Okay. All right.
He said you gotta be really careful on stream, but yeah, it's stupid. But yeah, man. So I just hate that people are downplaying this because this is coming to a gym near you, and it should. They asked for it. I'm telling you, when they get to the WNBA, it's gonna make people want to go see it. Cause look at that. That's dunks. I'm telling you. They say it ain't here. It's already here. It's already here, Jack.
Raise the roof.
Motherfucker hooping. I want to show y'all something. I saw this clip.
And literal prison. The resemblance is uncanny. Artificial lights, artificial materials, bells to tell you to go in and out, raise your hand, ask to leave, in a cage. I get it. But still, what is with that? I think the optimal school classroom is outside. I don't think young people should be like myself was under artificial lights, which, by the way, artificial lights shortens the lifespan of fruit flies and chickens by about 50%. It also makes them more agitated, at least the chickens, and the hens laid less eggs under artificial light as well. And then there's another study that shows when you're surrounded by artificial materials, I'll find the source on this, but they basically tested the heart rates of students in classrooms with, plastic tables, metal chairs and all that versus like, I guess, outside or something. And they had like thousands of more heartbeats per day inside or surrounded by artificial materials. So it is a silent stressor on our system. Now, let me know what you guys think. Is it possible we could improve the way the education system works, or is that just too far out? Also, what's with the slop we get fed? In Japan, they got homemade broths, everything handmade from scratch. Where I went to high school, it was frozen pizza and frozen French fries. Those are the two basically things you could buy. And they were expensive too. Like, it wasn't so cheap. It should have been organic. And I do wish RFK would do more organic stuff. Like, so far, what did we do? Did we even ban fluoride yet? I mean, come on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And just know the best days are ahead. The brightest days are ahead.
No. Not that one. Look at what, this was a good discussion that they had before I get to these other videos.
That situation. How do each one of you guys feel about the way they want to divide you guys from your son when you get to that success?
Wow. I've seen it when it started with the draft. Mom got interviewed and sitting right next to it. Nothing was asked of me. We know what it took for us to get our kids there. And if stuff like that is going to break me, then I don't need to be around. It's messed up, but I know my son, how much he cares and loves me. And he knows what we've been through. As long as that matters, I'm good.
You wait.
I had a hard time when my son first went to the league with them trying to separate the players from the dads or the families. And what I try to do is I try to instill what I learned from my situation is sit back and let them mature. And then, everything will work out.
If you look at any of these superstars, who it's been given from D Rose not talking to his parents to Kobe not being able to talk to his parents. So you're going to go through that. That's why I asked you. There's nothing you can just dodge.
The NBA, they try to act like they're the.
I told you I was right. They only celebrate, kids from single mothers. And they praise that. I remember telling y'all a story about that. And now here it is, these men are saying that they feel like they've been pushed out of their sons' lives because we don't need no man. That's been the thing across America. Now, if you look at the draft, almost all of these kids come from two-parent households. Almost all of these kids come from two-parent households. They wanted to write this story about my father being in prison, and all. That's the only mention they wanted of my father. But yeah, they will praise a woman. They will get behind her and make her feel like she's the queen of the world based on what her son does. But some people don't believe me. They think, all Kwame says is about his failed basketball career. No, I don't think I failed. There's a lot I could say. I just don't say it. Who gives a shit? But I do know that little things that I'm saying, you guys are going to start to see. You're seeing a lot of it now. You're seeing a lot of it now. But let's get to some more of this story. With the WNBA can't figure out what they want to do.
Dan Dakic, and also Fox News contributor Mary Catherine Ham. Mary, we start with you. I don't know. Maybe they should have consulted six-gender Tellerico because he thinks there are six genders. I don't know what the other four are. I know of two genders. Help me out here.
Yeah, this is an exercise in absurdity that the WNBA cannot quite figure out what the W stands for. They live in a bubble where this kind of absurdity has been accepted for a long time, but a lot of people are kind of done putting up with it, including Sophie Cunningham and others who are speaking out on her behalf, because this is silly. The fact is that the liberal activist position has been that there are no bad faith efforts to be a transgender person, and it's certainly a cis woman like myself couldn't possibly identify a bad faith effort, even if it was in my locker room with me harassing me. That's their position, that there are no people who are taking advantage of this. And by the way, if we're going to start policing bad faith efforts, I think we should probably start in women's shelters and women's prisons where they continue to put men and endanger women further.
You know, I look at Stephen A., and he's a good friend of mine, and I got to tell you something. You know, as we talk about this, Dan, that I can't believe this coach did not stand up for her player. If I was Sophie Cunningham, I think she's more gracious than I would be. That next day, I would have gone to the ownership of the Indiana Fever, and I would demand to be traded. If my coach is not going to stand behind me, and I'm clotheslined that hard, and that could create a really bad injury for her, and that's her living, I'm sorry, unacceptable for that coach to be in that position and telling everybody, you know, when people criticize her, they can go to hell. Sorry, wouldn't want her as my coach.
Well, you know, Sean, I coached for 25, 30 years, the highest level of college basketball, and the first thing you do is defend your player. I played for a crazy man, Bob Knight, and the first thing he would do, whether we were right or wrong publicly, was defend your player. Here's the deal, Sean. The WNBA wants to be a serious league. They've been floundering for 30 years. No one's paid attention. All of a sudden, everybody's paying attention. They can't handle it. I live in Indy. Stephanie White, the coach, is an icon. Maybe on the Mount Rushmore of all-time women players in the state, took Purdue to a national championship, and she got booed because we here in Indiana understand you protect your players, and then you figure it out. Think about this. The NBA, when you had Phil Jackson of the Bulls with Michael Jordan, Van Gundy.
I agree with that. You protect your players and then you figure it out. You don't. What's up, Nacho? Stephen A. Smith has too many friends, and you ask me, but nobody asked me. Oh, Stephen A. Smith got a lot of business associates. They're not his friend. Excuse me. You said the world is sick. Oh, more so than you know, buddy.
Of the Knicks, Riley of the Knicks and the Heat and the Lakers, and you had Red Auerbach going back. First thing you do is defend your players. First thing. And she came out with a big statement the other day. I do defend my players, Sean. That's like me saying I have hair. I can say I have hair, but I don't have hair. She can say that she defends her players, but she ain't defended. Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you.
You know, you're right about Bob Knight. You're talking about some of the legend, you know, great coaches and owners in the past, and I'm telling you, they would always defend their player, even right or wrong. You know, I just couldn't believe it. I thought Sophie, you know, was being very, very gracious at the time, Mary Catherine Ham, and I feel bad for her. And, you know, it seems like Caitlin Clark, you know, is suffering PTSD. They've been going after that poor player from the day she went in the league, and they don't stop.
Well, I think Sophie Cunningham has realized that she knows how to stick up for herself, and she's happy to stick up for other people. She's doing the thing that the coach is not doing, and that's why people are responding to her and respecting her. She is doing a thing that in sports we look at and go, "Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to enforce for your teammate if that person is getting piled on." And actually, all of this is sort of, some people write it off as like, "Oh, just let them play ball. It's just tough sports." I played sports, not at any super high level, but I played with plenty of tough women who did it right and played fair and defended each other where they needed to. And this is just not what that looks like.
Is where we're headed here, Dan, that Enes Kanter Freedom and other men are going to be in the WNBA?
That's what it looks like. It looks like that's where you're heading. That's definitely what it looks like.
Okay, and you know, Mary Catherine's right. What does the W stand for? I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna cave. I think Enes Kanter Freedom is going to be eligible for that draft based on that statement.
I think sooner than later, one of two things is going to happen, and they're directly the opposite. The Women's Tennis Association, the WTA, has genetic testing, and I think either the WNBA is going to come to that, where we have genetic testing, or there will be a transgender player in the WNBA. I love what Cantner and Royce White are doing because, let's be honest, it's theater of the absurd. And if you're going to be an absurd league, you're going to get absurd suggestions. But the point being, there are transgender players out there. There's one in France who is better than any WNBA player I've seen just watching highlights of this guy. So it is going to happen. One of two things is going to happen. There's going to be a transgender play sooner than later in the WNBA, and they're going to accept it, or they're going to put in
So
genetic
all
testing
somebody
like some
has
other
to
leagues
say
have.
is, I identify as a woman, and you can play in the WNBA even if you're a biological male. That's where we're headed?
Well, that's
We're gonna
always
find
been the
out. I mean,
standard,
the
and I
two-
think it's right to call the bluff. Yeah.
I said, call the
And
bluff.
that's exactly what Cantor.
I can't wait
Cantor
for
and
the
Royce
draft.
White.
At least this young lady up here is admitting it, that that's what has been said the entire time, that, hey, this ideal didn't come from anywhere. These guys are not just two nut jobs that just said, hey, I'm going to play in the WNBA. No, that's not what happened. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm getting tired again. That's not what happened. You know, what happened is, for years and years, we've been told that if a biological male identifies as a woman, then that person is a woman now. So these are the rules.
They're doing exactly that. They're
go,
calling the bluff.
Ennis.
That's what they're doing.
All right, guys, thank you both.
And calling the bluff they are. Let's see. Look at Enos Cantor. Boy, I don't think this boy bluffing. I mean, look at Royce. I don't think he bluffing.
Why wouldn't they let me play?
Culminate in you actually playing in the WNBA.
It better. Why wouldn't they let me play? It's completely bigoted to deny my trans existence.
Former NBA players and first-round draft picks Enos Freedom and Royce White are ready to play. You wanted to be stupidly woke and inclusive, and well, guess what? They are going to nominate for the draft. Let's have a look at Enos Cantor Freedom, who posted this update saying, let the transition to the WNBA begin. And he is getting ready to compete, looks match fit to me, and he's nominated for the WNBA draft.
It's official. I just declared for the 2027 WNBA draft in April. Join me in this journey.
The WNBA does not ban men who identify as women right now from playing in the league.
We would dominate the WNBA without batting an eyelash.
The number one prospect in the history of the WNBA.
Exciting times ahead, but our brave and stunning and sometimes trans women are facing discrimination, including from CNN, who spiked an interview with Royce White for no good reason. The bigotry is astounding.
Set to do an interview with CNN at 5 p.m. Central, and around 2-3 o'clock, they messaged me and said, we're canceling the interview. We have other news. That's the universal excuse. We have other news. And I just, for the life of me, again, they're not giving Black women a voice. Sometimes identifying as trans Black women a voice on CNN. It just blows my mind. It's disappointing.
They're not giving sometimes identifying trans Black women a voice. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, CNN, we need you to do better. That's disgraceful. You're discriminating against these two sometimes identifying women. That's not right. But listen, I'm going to go back and lay down, take me another nappy nap. It's 6:30. I'm ready to fall asleep. Salute to y'all. Have a blessed rest of morning. I'm gone.